During my travels so far down here in the South Island, I've spent a lot of time going back and forth from Runanga. Runanga is located on the west coast of the South Island in New Zealand. Runanga was a governmental town that specifically housed the miners and their families who were employed at the nearby state-owned Greymouth in the early 90s. During my time here, I've heard a lot about the Runanga's Miners' Hall and was fortunate enough to be able to go inside. It's currently closed as renovations and repairs are needed. Before looking inside of this hall, I think it is important to understand the reasoning why and how it has made an impact in Runanga and the importance it has in this little township here on the coast. The original Runanga's Miners' Hall was suggested by Robert Semple, who was a coal miner, trade unionist and politician. In 1905, Semple proposed that the union constructed their own hall and cooperative store. The union started planning and working began to clear the selected section on the corner of Mills and McGrowan Street in April 1907. The union approached George Miller, local engineer and architect, to design and build. The building's initial creation is important because it's the first cooperatively built hall in the country. The first Runanga Miners' Hall was opened on 2nd of December 1908, with speeches made to a cheering crowd of around 800 people. First Runanga Miners' Hall played an essential role in the lives of the union and the community, allowing key issues to be discussed and debated and decisions to be made. However, the hall is best known for its strong and enduring association with the labour movement and socialism. The hall was the centre of Runanga's response in the 1930 waterside strike. The 1908 hall was destroyed in a fire, thought to be arson, on the 2nd of January 1937. The replacement building was also designed by George Miller, at this time built by Jack McMillan of Copton in 9 months. The new hall was opened on the 20th August 1937. The new building retained the same function as the original hall, being the social and political centre of the mining community here in Runanga. In around 1980s, the hall became Runanga District Community Centre. While the current hall was built in 1937, it is recognised and represented a continuous stream of history back to when the original Miners' Hall was constructed in 1908.
Right, now, as you can see, it's in here. It's pretty much all original. It's a community hall, and it's seen a lot of use over the years for union meetings, for dances, community groups like the skateboard club. The skating club was in here for a while. It was used as a library, and the Women's Institute used it, and it was all sort of for community groups, basically. Since we're saving the Runanga Miners' Hall, it's a beautiful architectural gem. That's the first thing. It was the sort of height of modern building at the time, you know. It's sort of like it's sort of trying to get away from the colonial past, so to speak, and do something that is really modern for the town, you know. This is a big, huge building for the size of Runanga, and the significance of that is quite good, really, because it means that people can identify with what it used to be like here. We're proud of having a building like this in Runanga because it is a Category 1 historic building, and it's been deemed as important as the Treaty House in Waitangi, regarding the story of New Zealand labour relationships and the workers as well. In here to watch the films, and they were really quite popular, and it was only, they kept going to about 1968, I think.
So there was like, I know you guys had to fight to keep this hall up, but a couple years ago there were a few issues, weren't there? Yeah.
Yeah, well, it was owned by the council.
Yeah.
And of course they wanted it down, and they were doing everything they possibly could to do so, you know.
Yeah.
So it made it quite difficult. We weren't going to be thrown off by that. We were determined to continue.
Mm-hmm.
And now, very, very slowly, we've got the situation turned around.
Yeah.
We've even got support from the mayor now. That was something.
Really, what would you like to see from this hall, or from the people in the community to do with this hall?
The, first and foremost, a community asset.
Yeah.
A venue for really good performances. I'd like to see the likes of people like Dave Dobbin play here. Lots and lots of other really good performers come here, and so they can provide us with entertainment and be a good venue for the kind of thing, because the acoustics in here are really wonderful.
Yeah.
It's a good visitor attraction. We can have more than 50 people a day visit Coal Creek Falls, and I sort of envisage that people will come here, go to Coal Creek Falls for the walk, come back here and have a cup of coffee in a nice cafe situation. And then they can look at any displays that are in here. We could have interactive things like film shows and the like, you know.
And if there was something like the people that haven't been to the West Coast or know nothing about this hall or anything about Runanga, is there anything you'd like to say or put out there?
You come to Runanga and there's like you're in the middle of a beautiful scenic area. See, just up the road here we've got one of the 10 most highly rated scenic drives in the world. Runanga was on the tail end of it, and we sit in a huge sort of big basin, if you like, and it's a very, very scenic place to go. There are really, really good places like the bush tracks. Through the bush you can come across mining relics and such. Scenic walks, Coal Creek Falls as I've mentioned, and other places where you can walk and ride and do anything. Yeah, so that's what I would say to anyone who sort of doesn't know what Runanga is.
A lot of time has been put in by lots of multiple different people into this hall, eh?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, most definitely.
A lot of stories.
Oh, yes. Yeah, so even these chairs here are what they used to make here with when it was a factory. So we're going to restore them.
Aoi umi mo Aoi sakana mo